Hello guys, Chopper King back here once again. Shout out to the video. The Boys Season 3 review and overall season review. And now we'll just get right into it. I think this season was just bad. Like the overall show is just not good in my opinion. It's just not. But overall, the basic plot of this season is the Boys are still trying to find a way to kill Homelander. Some paths get brought up with Mallory, and incident happened in Nicaragua with Payback. And now Soldier Boy's back. He's here to kill his old team, and the Boys gonna use him to kill Homelander. That's the plot, and that's after Huey leads the team, because you know every season 1 they all get locked up. Season 2, I'm gonna leave and join Vought, and now he's a part of Vought, and he's working for a woman who pretty much got Silver Kincaid's powers. Why did they change it and give it to somebody else? I don't know. Similar to how Cindy has those similar powers as well. All right then. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. But overall, I don't think the season's good. It had one good episode, and that's episode 7 with Black Noir. An excellent flashback with the cartoon style. Man, shut up. Shut up, Gunner. Stop being such a pussy. It's just, why did you do that? I was made to play Action Jackson. I was made for Beverly Hills Cop. Look, listen here. There's gonna be one person, one face of the team around here. I see you try to get out of the line again, boy. There will be a problem. Understand that? Understand that? And besides from that, it's just a whole lot of nothing really, in my opinion. And then like what they've done to the Frenchman, oh my God, I can't take little Mina seriously. She's over here blowing the Frenchman's back out. Come on, man. First he's a drug addict with his drug addict girl, well, actually no, roommate, since the female showed up, and now he was getting his back blown out for drugs. You remember the strap on? What's your safe word again? What? I can't even take that scene seriously. It's hilarious. And then they use her to get the Russian connection, to get the Soldier Boy, in which that entire plan falls apart. And the female loses her powers in the process. And they all go back and the Frenchman's in trouble, and eventually kidnap her and the female. And you have like a few episodes where the female just recovering, and I don't think the show is good, to be honest. I really don't. I really don't. But then like they go and kill off Black Noir. So what was the point? You had like a good 15 minutes dedicated to Black Noir and his backstory, and nothing comes of it. I don't even know if this man has powers or not. I don't even know. He's some type of hero. And then like the rest of everybody, it's just like the rest of the team Payback is just, I don't really care for him. Is there something I said? What about the change to the Soldier Boy? I really don't care. They turned him into a Captain America parody and a Winter Soldier Season 1, and it's just the whole ability. Now I'm confused. Does it kill people or they do power people? Because they powered the female, but Crimson Countess died. I guess she died because of the explosion, or she was one of those who was mentioned that wasn't killed but extremely burnt without powers. Okay. Whatever you say. Alright then, buddy. And that's another thing, right? You might be expecting, I'm a amazing fan. I'm the biggest fan of the Boys. No, I'm not. I've seen the guy do like entire volume breakdown and go over the plot, the details. And it's just, I'm not a big fan of the Boys. It's just, I don't know. The difference is, between most people, I respect the source material. I might not be the biggest fan of it, but it's just, I respect what it was. It was extreme for a reason. It was a reason why. And then like another thing, why are they fighting terrorists? Why for like 2 seasons straight they're fighting these magical terrorists? Why did they turn a female into a terrorist? Why could he just use the exact same alien xenomorph plotline from the comic? Another thing, the female is not already part of the team. Who was a part of the Boys team when Mallory was running this joint? Because apparently nobody knows. It was Mother's Milk, the Frenchman, and just Butcher, that's it. And Mallory, that's it. Another question what this stupid show is. In the comic books, everybody on the Compound V and the Boys, because how are you supposed to fight some of these heroes? Remember, that was on Compound V, not for the 7. That was on Compound V for the other superheroes. That was lower than the 7. Meaning that Butcher stood no chance 1-to-1 against Homelander. even juiced up on Compound V. So this whole thing in episode 6 Hero Gasm, which I admit for like it portrayed Herogasm quite well. It didn't carry none of the subplot of, you know, everything going behind the scenes with Vought, how Vought America has invaded the CIA, how they plan on taking over America to put through the entire military into the superheroes to the military. But they've already done that by season 2 with Homelander forcing, no, not season 2, by season 1, by Homelander running around Compound V to get into the military. Why would Homelander care about being in the military? Isn't he already paid, made, and Glade? Like, well, what? Why does he care for what Vought American wants? That's another thing from the comic books. They are celebrities. They're juiced up. They're just like them Disney Channel kids that come out messed up, and they don't really care. There's a reason why after Starlight had to give BJs to Black Noir, A-Train, and Homelander, it wasn't just, well, I'm here to comfort you, girlfriend. It's just what happens. That's how normal it was. Arguably, you can compare the superheroes from the Boys comic book into current day Hollywood. You look all glamorous and happy on the outside. You get into the inside, you see how rotten and disgusting and corrupted it truly is. Similar to the Legend. The Legend don't show up to season 3. Why? Could have had great insight on the comic books. Could have had great insight on Translucent's abilities. Nothing. And then another thing. Why would they need to create super terrorists when the superheroes already had villains? Like Black Noir had some Roman guy. A-Train was fighting some villain when he threw that guy into Robin. So if they already have supervillains and they already get this whole paid thing by Vought, then why would they need to create uber terrorists for it? Who told? And then another thing, why is Homelander obsessed with the breast miss? Why does he got this mother complex for no reason? Nobody else have this. Does every orphan just have a mother complex? Well, he was growing inside a laboratory. That's not really an excuse. That's not really. From that same logic, anybody who's been raised under strict parents and don't let them go anywhere is gonna be not actually. Now it does make sense, but they just become extremely sexual. They don't become obsessed with mothers. And then with the whole father thing, it's just it just is what it is, man. It is what it is. But, you know, when he was young, he was so sweet, Vagabond. Really, this what we doing now? This what we doing now? This is necessary to the Homelander character, really? And then another one of my biggest problems is Homelander himself. Homelander isn't the Homelander, because the biggest thing about the Homelander in the comic book, until the blackmail photos came out, he was just pretty much a usual celebrity scumbag. That was it. He didn't start going off the hinges and murdering people until the blackmail images came out, and he started to correct this image of himself that he never really was. Everybody knows it's changed. Similar to how I don't even think it was Homelander who blew that jet out of the sky doing Herogasm. You can argue that was Black Noir. Are there any proof of it? I have no proof, but it just doesn't seem like something Homelander to do. Because this is the same Homelander who was crying in the bathroom with his thumb up his butt. This is that same man. And I'm supposed to believe, well, out of the will, at the beginning when he started to change, he just blew up a plane. Come on, that had to be Black Noir. Had to be. Had to be. Similar to the blackmail photo, was also Black Noir. So it's just, some might say the comic book is edgy and it goes this far. There are rules and there's logics, and I respect what Garth Ennis made, even though I'm not the biggest fan of it. There's ways for this entire thing supposed to work, and it just doesn't. And they're like, why is Mother's Milk so short? It's nothing against the actor. He plays a great role, but this man's a midget. It's just like everybody's taller there. It just, I don't know, it's just odd coming from the comic book, and and then you respect, alright, the Frenchman and the female and Mother's Milk, they play important roles, but like the Frenchman and the female don't really get that much backstory. They get some action scenes, they get here and there, we get the full backstory explained, but they don't get as many character moments as Butcher and Huey. So you expect you'll flesh it out in the show? No. That's just no. 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 Well, we're gonna break it up in season 2 with the Frenchman crackhead Aaron-headed girlfriend. She gonna give him the job, give the female the job for the Albanians. She was already murdering people, supposedly. Like the fact that she wasn't on the team before, it's just who was a part of this team? And on top of that, it was one of the dumbest things ever. How did they even expect to even stop the Seven when they can't even stop a casual guy like Translucent? Really? You can't even beat the B-listers? You can't even beat the C-list guys? Really? We're gonna take out the Homelander. I'm gonna blow him up with C4. The same Homelander that you should have some type of files that can't be killed, really? Which is what a whole Omni-Man vs. Homelander thing was stupid, since Homelander has never fought anybody against his tier, and when he did, he fought somebody who was designed to kill him. So, there's a reason why out of every single superhero, he is the top dog around there. But alright, it's similar to episode 8. Apparently, Queen Maeve is just some type of savage. Apparently, Queen Maeve could just take on the Homelander herself, and no one knows what she was waiting for. What? The same Queen Maeve who broke her cheap sword across Homelander's head, and he threw her head towards Starlight like a softball? That same Queen Maeve? Her? Similar to, well, we're going to jump Stormfront. Why is Stormfront a woman? Nobody knows. Why Stormfront used to be Liberty, and why couldn't Stormfront just be a man? Just why? It's just like, of course you can't go full Nazi. You got to go to partial. Well, current day conservatism, this and that, the alt-right. Wow, that's the game we're playing. Similar to how we believe in Starlight and God, guns, and home. Like, come on, Johnny. When the comic books did it, it attacked everybody. It was vicious. It was savage. It pulled no punches. When it attacked everybody, it's similar to that scene from Men in Black where people are stupid. But now, I knew there was something going to be wrong with this show when I said, well, we got to make sure it's updated and modern to the time. What are you talking about? And then you jump Stormfront, right? Number one, the men just looked like idiots in season 2. They did absolutely nothing. Why would they think bullets would do something against somebody who's clearly bulletproof? I don't know. If they know that guys like the Homelander and Stormfront are bulletproof, then why would you shoot them with bullets? And they just sit back there like a bunch of idiots. They don't do nothing. And it's just, we'll just start like Queen Maeve and the female just there, and they jump her. So we're not gonna get no parodies of, well, we're doing World War II, where they were jumping, well, the boys was jumping Stormfront. It was vicious, just Butcher was throwing back to World War II. You know, during World War II, we had the help of the Yankees and the Frenchmen, and it was just, it was one of the most savage beatings put to date. And also, Stormfront was supposed to lose her eye way earlier, but let me get this straight. She's bulletproof, but a knife can take out her eye. Alright then. Whatever you say. She's bulletproof, but a knife can take out her eye. A casual knife. Unless that was made out of vibranium. How does that happen again? In the comic book, it was the female who took out Stormfront's eye, and then he proceeds to call her a yellow mongrel. And, boy, when this fool was a Nazi, this man has not changed. This guy was a Nazi. Absolute animal. And then this whole pseudo relationship with Homelander and Stormfront. Well, at first, I don't like how she's taking the spotlight from me. But now, another thing. Why does Homelander care about the spotlight so much? When it's all fake? When it's all not real? When it's all fabricated? Why? Why does he care so much? And then when the worst part about it, this Homelander could never become a hero. He just couldn't. He's a scumbag. And it's sad because it's not the actor's fault. It's not like he don't have any good pieces of dialogue, but it's just one of the best parts about the finale, well, we're close towards the finale with the 7th thing is that if it wasn't for the blackmail images, Homelander could have been a decent guy. But in this series, well, he actually did sexually assault Becca. Wow. Okay. Alright then. And then he proceeds to team up that same guy. Really? That's what we're doing here? Alright then. Whatever you say. And then she has a child. And then why did Vagabond need to lie to Homelander about the child? Because if you never knew about the child, then what leverage would you have over him? Alright then. And then the way Becca dies is stupid. It's just outright dumb. Because they would have just killed Stormfront right then and there. Instead of just... Then like another thing. What's up with this cop-out with, well, when we're jumping somebody, they could just fly away. What? It happened with Stormfront and Homelander. Where just like, they could just fly away. That's bullshit, man. Similar to how Bully Butcher, even on the Jews, she stand no chance against Homelander. At all. At all. That's how wide the gap between Homelander and everybody else was in the comic books. This wasn't a game. This wasn't a joke. Got Homelander's blowing Soldier Boy's back out. Oh, you want to be a part of 7? maybe next year. Maybe next year you'll be better. Wow, really, Homelander? Just throwing your weight around, huh? See? Whatever you say, Johnny. Then they build up Black Noir where I like the flashback scene in the scene when he's holding Butcher up to the wall and choking him out, in which if the Butcher had that blackmail the entire time, then why would we even need this entire fight in the first place? He already had leverage on him. Why wait until nearly everybody's dead, down, and been stabbed to actually, well, I got your blackmail. Okay. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. And now the Deep is over here blowing the backs out of Octopus for some apparent reason. Alright then. And now guess what? Annie's not a part of the boys. And that's after Queen Maeve got her big moment. She's able to stand toe to toe with Homelander, and now Soldier Boy gonna blow up, and that's it. And Soldier Boy just get put on cold ice again. I guess Mallory took him to Wakanda. He's in Wakanda. And now Queen Maeve is a lesbian side chick. Is not going to go off and live a normal life. She got no more powers. Alright then. I really was hoping for, in a case that, in the show they attempt to, like Teenage Kicks, right? In the comic books. Teenage Kicks was a team with some of them special needs, but overall there was a good team, and there was a good-hearted team, and they tried to help people. And I was hoping that at least there's to a certain degree in the show that it will show that at least, even though they don't really care, at least some try to actually be a hero. No, not at all. And then A-Train apologized with the whole Robin thing, and it's just, I'm gonna hit and beat him anyway. Why? There was one good scene from episode 7, that flashback. The voice actually did an excellent job in that one, with the Wonder Twins parody. But overall, the show is just not for me. I went back to try to watch season 1 and season 2, just like, this is it? This is it? Spent like the first 3 episodes not really doing much. The female showed up. She's a terrorist. Why? She's just a terrorist. Okay. And Fritz Mouse, you're already in a pseudo relationship. Now you're in another one. Interesting. But overall, oh no, maybe the show is just not for me. Because it's just, compared to the source material, it's just like, it's like every time they wash something down, everybody just eat this garbage up. Every time they wash down the visual. That stuff is good, man. They wash down like every single show and every single thing. This stuff is great. It is what it is. Overall, aside from that one episode, the overall series is mad. I just don't get the hype behind it. I don't get how I got all these images and words. Aside from, well, it's MCU fatigue, and we want to see an evil Superman because somehow evil Superman is some type of fantastical thing. Similar to how currently they're just spamming the fuck out of the evil Batman plotline in DC. Well, there's a Batman who's laughs. There's the Drow. There's the Devastator. There's Death Machine. Who else? There's Red Death, and it's just like, come on, Johnny. We're going to spam the evil Batman to death in 2 major events that just lead up to a reboot? Are you stupid? And they did it anyway. It is what it is on that. Overall, I don't think the show's really good. Because number 1, it's not the 7. It's the 6. Translucent dies and he never gets replaced. And then they replaced A-Train with Stormfront when there was already an open spot. And then the whole stupid plotline with Lamplighter. I'm just gonna kill myself. And then like with Love Sockets, I don't recall that him being his ability, but that's all I said about the Love Sockets. And then Lamplighter's confirmed to kill Mallory's grandchildren, which she was a man in the comic books. And how she responds with is just not really anything. I give up. You don't kill Lamplighter. You don't put Lamplighter in a body bag. Another thing, Compound V, no matter who takes it, they always resurrect. So technically, Billy the Butcher is not dead. in the comic books. Technically, he's not, because every single person with Compound V resurrects. Every single one of them. Huey kills one guy called Blondie. Next thing you know, a few years later, he's coming back. Such a for a hamster used to be halfway up in his lower intestines. Nadia came back. Silver Kincaid came back. Everybody comes back from Compound V. Now if they die again, they're not coming back. But everybody comes back unless you just completely automatize them. Because Blondie got a hole blown right through his body. Still came back. And he was completely healed and everything. Similar to how like they violated Lamplighter. He came back as an undead type zombie. The entire plot line doesn't exist. Well, we're gonna have Temp V, and now Butcher got 12 months to live. Well, 12 months on chemo, 8 months just out there in the wild. What, you gonna go up like my grandpappy? Well, what you gonna be given 6 months and survive 7 and die in the 7th one? Is that what's gonna happen? And now gonna make the whole plot line. Well, if he ever does choose to kill his own teammates, it's gonna be. It's just like, come on, Johnny, come on. And then it's like, well, everything could be different now. It's just another thing. You say that messed up stuff to Ryan about him killing his mother after you said it was okay, and then you bring it back up and throw it into his face, and then you wouldn't expect that he wouldn't go with Homelander. And then Homelander murders a man right there in front of everybody. No one bats an eye. Starlight whispered a few sweet nuts into something on the stage. In the entire interview and investigation, really? Okay. Whatever you say. Alright. Because maybe for you casual people, you can find this to be a magical, great show. To me, it's not. Compared to the source material, it's tamed, it's washed down. And that's another thing. It don't have to be pushing the perversion to the limits. But it's just the violence and the character, it's just not there. Like, another fun fact. Queen Maeve actually had 2 children. And Huey killed one of them and came back to life. And she did not care. And she had him with the legend. Like, seriously, they was all made during like the 1950s. They're at least way older than they're supposed to be. Well, than they look. But it's just, well, Homelander was born in the 80s. Okay. Alright. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. Similar to how Compound V, there was a loose version of a drug that prostitutes would take so they can survive in the course of some of these superheroes. Okay. It's similar to how Gunner wasn't even a part of the Payback team. He was a part of some other team. No. The team wasn't called Teenage. No. I think we had. Yeah, this team is a different team. Yeah. I forget what that team was called. Yeah. I forgot that team was called. But he was a part of another team that who Huey got his first kill on. So, what is all the vomiting with Compound V comes from? I don't know. Because besides from turning your shit blue, that's all it's supposed to do. That's just it. And not everybody get heat vision, but of course you need that heat vision for the trailer, because you know, oh my gosh, Butcher got powers. He can go toe to toe with Homelander somehow. So let me get it straight. Homelander's stronger than Black Noir. Black Noir takes a point blank explosion to the face, and the Homelander's way stronger than that. And I'm supposed to believe that the Butcher can now fight on par with Home. It's similar to how in the Boys comic book he'll always have a crowbar, but in the show he just kind of carries it around. He don't really do anything with it, really. Aside from like a few scenes, it's like they don't know what to do with the crowbar. Similar to how Terror the dog just shows up from that what episode? It's about 2 episodes when Black Noir pulls up one of the worst stealth missions I've ever seen. Out of all places, you hide on the roof, really? On the roof, not any type of roof. A roof with a camouflage on, I forgot what it's called. It's the stuff you put on top of the roof. The roof where it's orange. You expected that plan to work it out. Another thing, does the Black Noir even have any powers, or is he just still burnt to the crit? Because it's never explained if he has any powers or not. Similar to how it seems like Gunner has bullet time, and it's just. Is what it is. Well, Annie, I used to do things by myself like a vigilante with a police scanner. What are you talking about? Didn't you have an entire different team when you were going up with some guy with Drummer Boy, and then he cheated on you, and then you left the team later on, and eventually got offered a position on 7? Guess that didn't happen. Similar to how Jack the Jupiter doesn't exist. Him and A-Train gave some serious insight on how the Seven and all these celebrities and the events and how Idrigasm works. Doesn't matter. We're never gonna see the G-Man. That's never gonna happen. What else? What else? It was a G-Man. Really, like, the boys didn't really go against Payback, and they just... The whole thing would work with the CIA is stupid. Because, like, Season 3 pretty much ended off how Season 1's supposed to start. We're bringing the old CIA team back, and we're making this little division with it. Like, you're already supposed to have that. What are you talking about? Like, what type of operation were you running? And then you laugh at Lamplighter? What would you people just live in the back of a van? And then, because we got some super terrorists, now we're gonna need to put the superheroes inside. Really? So you haven't even tried to kill him by yourself before you just cave in Avant and just throw the boys on the bus. Really? And then another thing, how was it so easy for Huey to get in there and just for them to escape just with a retainer? They would have put these people who killed Translucent under higher protection, which is their first superhero kill. On which, what were they doing before this? How are they ever going to do anything against the Seven if they can't even kill superheroes? So let me get this straight. They got no powers. Only thing they're using are guns. And I'm supposed to believe that these are the same guys blackmailing and beating up and putting superheroes in their place? Nah. And it's sad because I like Carl Urban. There's nothing wrong with the cast. Similar to how Huey just flip-flops back and forth. Flip-flop back and forth. Boy, it's just not fun. Then like another thing. There was like a little fun thing that comic books where him and Annie, it was so close to finding out that one was working for the Seven, the other was working for the boys, but they didn't. It was so close, but no cigar. In the show, by the time like halfway through the season, they already know. Wow. All right then. And like the way the series is going, I doubt all of the Seven's gonna die. A-Train is not dying. I can guarantee you that. They already gave it. Then like you look at this, like who's left? There's A-Train, the Deep, and Homelander. Everybody else is dead or gone. Starlight left. Queen Maze left. Black Noir dead. Translucent dead. We literally have 3 people a part of 7, and it seems like they're never gonna get replaced. So maybe in season 4 we get to see Tech Knight. Doubt that's gonna happen. Yeah. But I prefer Soldier Boy's change. He's just a parody, juiced up version of the Winter Soldier. That's it. And which he was experimented on and given his special ability to depower soups. On which, why would you need to do that when you juiced up on a Compound V as well? Butcher. Okay. And then like always, Homelander just gets away. Because he just gets away. So let me get this straight. He can't beat 3 people he should be easily stronger than. He can't beat Queen Maze. Like, how is this man a threat? This man's a joke. This man's a comedian. Like this man would get slaughtered by the comic Homelander like he was nothing. Like he's a Twinkie, squeeze the feeling out of him. I don't know. I don't like the show, man. I really don't. There is nothing to this show, and the only reason people are watching it and hailing it is some type of great thing because they don't read the social material. I've learned a sad lesson. I'm going to have to make an entire video about this. I've learned a sad lesson. Americans don't read comic books. They don't. The overall, nigga, just thoughts and opinions because killed off Black Noir for no reason, even though he had like 2 scenes in the entire show that was good. Okay. And one was where he's literally just jacking up Butcher, and he puts Stan Edgar on the phone. Wow, really? That's the best you could do here? Alright then. So go on to season 4. Do I care to watch it? No. Do I care for the show? No. Not at all. Not at all. There's no reason the show should actually be like this. And then like, alright, we can't have everybody be a superhero because of the budget. They just make a few fake, messed up superheroes with their power because it's easily be cheaply done by CGI and that's it. You're already blowing most of the budget on that anyway. Like there is no build up. There is no, at least in the comic book, it wasn't just you attack the Seven. Because another thing that was cut out, the Seven and the boys made a deal. That is the only reason why the Butcher and the team broke up. Not even broke up to a certain degree. That was the only reason. They made a deal with the Seven. After they killed Lamplighter, it's gonna be a peace treaty, alright? And that's after Homelander went ballistic and killed everybody that was supposed to be protecting the boys inside the... and I'm back. And that's when Butcher comes back. He's coming back for purely revengeance. He's coming back purely for himself. It's not about the boys. It's not about the Frenchman, Mother's Milk, the female, or Hewitt. He's purely coming back into the boys, working with the CIA to purely kill Homelander, to purely get his revenge against him and the rest of them damn dirty suits. That's wrong, but how do you think he feels? And I think it was like issue like 11. It's like 11 or 10. After you waste 12 years of your life, after you put in all this effort, you consume all this hatred, you torturized, murdered, blackmailed, maimed. How do you think Butcher felt when he found out this Homelander that he chased, this monster, this violator of woman, this vile beast that just are nothing but a menace to society that can't be nothing decent? How do you think he feels when he finds out that Homelander was never real? That Homelander never existed. He may be a scumbag, but he's not a violator. That's never who he was. And it's amazing how there's a huge hint that's never thrown in there, because they're not going to do that plot line inside the show, obviously. That Queen May got tricked by Homelander giving Black Noir BJ. And it was like they was exactly the same. That was like no difference. It was the hint that he was the Homelander clone. But yeah. How would you feel if all this time the person you've been chasing is not even real? It's a figment of your imagination. And the person who actually did it pretty much did it just to do it. Like I was saying earlier, Homelander didn't go off the deep end until Black Noir's influence showed him. Now you see in the show where he's talking to himself, right? Now some people took that, well, he just haven't talked to his ego or whatever. But you look in the comic book, I truly believe, in my opinion, it wasn't just his reflection he was talking to. I believe that was a two-way mirror, and that was Black Noir. Call me crazy, but he makes sense of why he was, like he was just in the fetal position in the bathroom. Now somebody said from that same logic, how could he kill Victor Vate? Because he was already pushed over the edge at this point. He already had his masturbation scene outside. He was already far gone. Even then, before he did it, he was having doubts. This is one of the biggest problems with the show Homeland, on which it does create an interesting point when I said the whole thing. How does it make you feel you've been chasing a nobody? It was a good scene in episode 8 of season 1 when Homeland is like, how do you even know that I did it? And how do I know? Well, how do you know that she's actually dead and I was the one who killed her? They make the Butcher hesitate, makes him think twice, and then it goes into, well, Becca's alive, and then she just get killed in season 2. On which, why does Butcher choose to stop being in the boys? Not when he finds out Becca alive, but when Becca doesn't want to leave with him and leave her child behind. That's stupid. As soon as he found out Becca was alive, and that she had the child, and that she's safe, that he should have stopped being with the boys entirely, because his entire mission and mainframe of events no longer exists. So, yeah, so, why? Just because. So, I don't know. See these people get hyped up for, I get bored one day as they say, screw it, let's see how it is. Because I already knew what some of the stuff of the show was. I seen people talk about the spoilers and stuff and it's just a no. And now they try to go for that whole storyline. Well, now one of the people from Vaughn is running for vice presidency. But don't they already have superheroes in the military already? Like, what would Vaughn gain from that if they already got their main objectives? Similar to how, like, that whole reveal with Annie in, like, season 2. No, I think it was the follow-up with season 2 after the reveal of the season 1. Well, it turns out that I put you on the drug. That's not how it happens. There are some superheroes just pulling with compound V in their blood, like Mother's Milk. Since his parents was infected at a factory, a Von American factory, he went through their blood, and eventually Mother's Milk powers bloomed with super strength, and sadly it killed his brother when he was wearing a helmet, because he started to expand and it crushed his skull. So it wasn't no, well, Soldier Boy threw a pickup truck through my living room. They actually wronged his parents, killed his little brother, and it's just his father died working a case against Von American that led to his death. So, so what would be the purpose of it? Is Vaughn already got all the cards in their hand? What was the point? They already got their contract with the U.S. military. They're already falsifying and making up fake superheroes. So, what else would you need? And also another thing, how come there was only one superhero terrorist? I guess he was the only one. No, there's another one, And they pick him up, and then he just dies. He get killed by Stormfront. Like, Homelander could have killed everybody down there in the sewers. Chose not to. And I think the show make Homelander seem like he's just weak when he's not. Like, there's no relative fear to, like, being taken out by Homelander. How quick he is, how vicious he is, how much of a monster. There's a reason why other superheroes, like Queen Maeve, especially A-Train and Jack the Jupiter, fear Homelander, and why all the other superheroes will go with his grand plan to take over the world. There's a reason why. He's the strongest out of all of them. He is the best of the best. He is the cream of the crop. You can't get no higher than Homelander. But it is what it is. It would make sense that they were searching for this weapon to kill Soup in episode 1. Because I don't see how they did not get the files that Homelander was put next to a hydrogen bomb when he was a child. And that was unsure if it even would do anything. And now he's a grown man. And you think some C4 is going to kill him. He saved your life in the process. It is what it is. I don't know. Look, the episodes are like an hour long. And it's just, I don't know. I just don't get it. I really don't. I sat there and tried. I tried. Season 3. Let's see what it's about. Right? Somebody say, well, you should have started from the beginning. No, I don't need to start from the beginning. I didn't start EPO from the beginning. I've never started Dragon. Like most of the things I started, I'd never started from the beginning of. I went back and reread it. Same thing with Naruto. Same thing with Transformers. Same thing with everything else. It's just the way it happens. It's just, maybe it's the way my brain processes it. Who knows? Who knows? Same thing with One Piece. Hopped in on Whole Cake Island. Got everything else through the Crawford's videos and everything else. And actually going back and reading it. So, I started with season 3. So you expect why I started with season 3. I've already heard about season 1 and 2. And it's just like, alright, that's how it is. And I guess I got what I got. This is the supposed show. This is the most Emmy Award winning show. This is it. And which, you know, one moment they have most of the superheroes, but they're in the background. And then like another thing, they don't put any real weight on being a part of the 7. They don't bring up the merchandise sales. They don't bring up how much money. That's the thing. Homelander and Queen, no, yeah, I think it's Homelander and Queen Maeve get a large percent. I get like 10% of their merchandise, where Jack the Jupiter and A-Train get like 2 to 5%. Nobody having these discussions. A-Train is not upset about this and the money. And then just like by season 3, it's just like how to just constantly just getting these wins over Vaughn. Another thing, another controversy, another win. And then it's just like we gotta have strong women. Why don't you like me, Butcher? I know it is. It's because you can't stand soups, and the only good soup is a bad soup, and you're a bigot. And the last man I saw like that was wearing a cape. Ooh, big words. Big words. Man, Butcher, crack her skull open, peel her wig back. Give her that black noir. Let's see how she feeling, huh? You talk a whole, and that's, it's just, there's certain, another thing, right? Billy the Butcher. In the comic book, this man's a monster. An absolute, when I say monster, this man spreads fear. Superheroes run from this man. He's like it's hard to explain it. It's hard to explain it. It's not like an every time thing. It's not like these superheroes don't try. But when Payback, a team who never really fought anybody seriously, tried to take on the boys, and Soldier Boy got his nose ripped off by Butcher, got bitten off, he was like, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute, we didn't sign up for this. What? Whoa, this got serious way too quick. And then Countess kicked Terror. You never hurt the dog. And Queen Countess got what she deserves. She should never kicked the dog. Everybody knows, out of like even Homelander in the comic book knows you don't mess with the dog. You see what I mean, right? Why would Homelander, of all people, be afraid of hurting Butcher's dog? He's just one man. So that's the type of like fear I'm talking about with Butcher, where it's just like people run for this man. They see Butcher coming, they start running. So, yeah. Because we got a person like Homelander that's like, you know, don't kill the dog. Don't kill the dog. Leave the dog out of the murder, right? He really cares a lot about the dog. Don't miss the... What do you mean, Homelander, don't kill the dog? What you talking about? I could make all the decisions I want. Because no one told him to hurt the dog. Tara just happened to be there. And, well, you saw what happened when you hurt the dog. You just don't aim when you hurt the dog. Tara didn't die or anything, but, you just don't hurt the dog. But, yeah, that's overall thoughts about The Boys Season 3. At least I hope you guys were able to get something out of the season that I wasn't able to, but I just don't think this stuff is good, to be honest. I really don't. The writing and everything, the heavy promotion of Strong Woman, we got ourselves a Strong Woman. Then another thing, it's clearly addressed that the female in the comic book don't like to be touched, and she usually snap your shit up for that. But it's only the Frenchman who can really get to her, and she allows to really touch him. Because when Huey did it, she outright broke his arm. And snatched the candy from her. Similarly, they don't bring up her candy addiction. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. But overall, I've been Mr. King. I know you got thoughts and opinions. And, yeah. What are your thoughts about The Boys Season 3? Do you believe it's just, well, you should treat it as its own thing. We should have compared it to the book. Oh, it's just, yay. Or, you believe it should hold some weight to it. And it should have some type of value. But let me start with you guys' thoughts and opinions about The Boys. And, Season 3 and the series overall. And I'd like, comment, subscribe, and, peace.